Hello and welcome back to the interface. My name's Alex and today we're looking at the brand new Dacia Sandero Stepway. This is sort of an SUV version of the normal Sandero hatchback, and it has things like a taller ride height, some plastic cladding around the exterior, as well as some nice plastic roof bars. This particular car is the mid-range Expression trim. Comes with things like a rear parking camera, rear parking sensors, automatic lights and wipers. The only option extra on this particular car is the desert orange metallic paint, which is £650. Along the front we've got the brand new Dacia badge in this nice white gloss finish. We've also got some white accenting on the grille here, and then the Stepway badge is in white as well. Got some plastic cladding down here for the radiator and a little sensor down there. Fog lights here and some standard LED headlights, which are also automatic and they'll come on at night time. Looking at the side of the car, we've got some SUV style to it. So we've got these plastic wheel arches here, as well as some plastic trim down here, as well as these roof bars. The Expression Sandero Stepway comes standard with 16-inch alloy wheels and these Continental tyres, which are 205/60/16s. So looking at the rear of the car, we can see that we've got seating for 5. I am sat behind myself, so I'm about 5'6", 5'7". I've got plenty of room for my feet underneath the driver's seat, and then the rear bench seems to be pretty hard wearing material. We've got soft squidgy material here. On the two outer seats we've got some orange stitching on the side and we've got some white inlay stitching on the middle. Looking at the rear bench itself, got 3 adjustable headrests. This one just pulls up like that, and we've also got ISOFIX connectors for the 2 outer seats, so not for the middle. We've got 2 ISOFIX connectors in the back, which is pretty good. Headroom is pretty decent. I've got enough room above my head, not to sort of slouch down and sort of gain more headroom, but there is a pretty decent amount of headroom above me, which is pretty good. We've got grab handle all round, apart from the driver's seat. We've also got electric windows on the 2 rear seats, which is pretty good. Just the material quality, there's not really anything of any great substance. So you knock on that, it seems quite hollow, but it's going to be pretty hard wearing if you've got a few kids and that sort of thing. We've also got some map pockets in the front seats. And then there aren't any USB ports at the back here, but there is a 12-volt socket, which you could connect a sort of 12-volt USB adapter. That is in addition to the 12-volt socket in the front. So looking at the rear of the car, we've got the brand new Dacia logo and this nice white finish. The Sandero badge is actually just a sticker. I think that's a bit of cost saving by Dacia there. And then further down, we've also got the rear parking sensors. So there are 4 on there. And just underneath there, there's a little tiny reversing camera, which is quite useful. There's also a tow eye hook there. The boot space is pretty good. We've got 328 litres here. Then if you fold the seats right down, we get 1,108 litres. Under here, we've got a adjustable boot floor, which does lock into place, which is pretty good. And we've also got a spare wheel well. If you do opt for the LPG sort of bi-fuel version of the Dacia Sandero, you will lose this wheel well space because the secondary tank lives in that space. Down below, there is a bit of polystyrene which contains the tyre inflation kit and some other tools. Along the side, we've got 2 hooks on either side, as well as a little boot light. Folding the rear seats down is pretty easy. There's some little bits of cloth to pull up, and then you can pull the seat down. What's quite nice is there are some seat belt retainer clips on either side, which keeps the seat belts in place. Most German cars don't have that feature. So again, pull the fabric tab and we can fold the seats down. And that reveals the full-size boot space, which is 1,108 litres with the seats folded down. There is a flat sort of entryway here, so you can get suitcases in pretty easily. But that's pretty decent. So for the interior of the Dacia Sandero Stepway, we can see we've got quite a nice space. We've got a manual handbrake on this particular model. The Extreme model does have an electronic handbrake. We've got a 6-speed manual gearbox. Again, the Extreme model has an option for an automatic gearbox. We've got manual air conditioning down here. We've also got a pretty decent 8-inch infotainment screen with support for wired Apple CarPlay and wired Android Auto. This car does not support wireless Apple CarPlay or wireless Android Auto. For a full in-depth look at the infotainment system, we do have a video live now on the Interface YouTube channel. Link is in the description down below and in the top right hand corner. And it goes over everything you need to know about this infotainment screen. Up here we've got a phone mount, which on the Expression trim there isn't a CarPlay unit, so I guess having the phone mount is pretty handy. There's also a USB type A port up there to plug your phone in. On the Extreme model we do get a USB port down here, as well as the heated seats. And one feature I quite liked was this little bag hook down here. So if you push in this button down here, we can see that we've got a bag hook that you can use to carry a Chinese takeaway. On this, the mid-range model, we do get keyless start, so we just put the clutch down, press the start button, and we get the startup procedure. We've also got heated mirrors along with the heated windscreen, so if we click that button there, the mirrors will start heating. We've also got electric windows all round, and the driver's side only is 1 touch up and 1 touch down, which is pretty nice. One thing I'm not a huge fan of is the way the media is controlled. So most cars, the media controls are on the steering wheel here, whereas down here we've got a little tiny piece that controls the media, so you can volume up, volume down. As far as I can tell, there isn't a way to change the track the music you're on without going into the screen here, but nonetheless it's pretty decent. For the driver, we've got a traditional rev counter and speedometer, and there's a tiny little TFT display which shows your MPG, your speed. You can get a digital readout of the speed, which is pretty handy, as well as what doors are open and when to change up on the gears. Looking at the glove box, we've got a very small little space held up with a little piece of string, which is a bit odd. There is a little book in there with the Dacia information. We do get automatic lights and wipers, so on either side of the stalks we've got automatic settings for the wipers here, as well as the sensitivity of the rain it picks up, as well as the automatic lights. On this model we do get cruise control. It isn't adaptive by any means, but we do get some functionality here for the cruise control. You can set that and it will maintain a speed. There's also a speed limiter function. Down here we do have two cup holders. There is a larger one there and a smaller one there, but overall it's a pretty good place to be. Steering wheel is very comfortable to use. The only thing I noticed is the driving position, which we'll get to later, a little bit awkward for longer journeys. This episode of The Interface is sponsored by vehiclescore.co.uk, the best place to visit if you're buying a used car. You can use VehicleScore to run a check on a used car you're looking to buy. Get information on engine size, previous owners, mileage discrepancy and more. VehicleScore can also help you if you're looking to sell your car. Simply upload an image and the VehicleScore number will be overlaid on top. Use the code INTERFACE10 for 10% off the cost of a VehicleScore check. Thanks again to VehicleScore for sponsoring this episode of The Interface. So what's the Dacia Sandero Stepway like to drive? Well, this isn't going to be the most dynamically capable car you've ever driven. Dacia obviously target the more budget end of the market, and this Dacia Sandero is based on the normal Sandero, which has been in the past one of the cheapest cars on sale in the UK. That said, this Stepway model is a little bit higher than the normal Sandero, but dynamically you're not going to feel much difference, I don't think. Steering is light and the car is easy to place on the road. For first time drivers, the clutch is light and there's an easy to find buy point. This 6-speed gearbox is a welcome change, because some cars do still have a 5-speed. This particular car I'm driving is a 1-litre 90 brake horsepower engine. In terms of comfort, the car manages to absorb most of the usual potholes and bumps you find on British roads. The noise in the cabin, around 70 miles an hour, you can hear a fair amount of wind noise from these mirrors here and over the roof bars. However, it's not enough to put you off the car. In terms of fuel economy, you can use the driver's TFT display to show what you've been doing. Over the last 352 miles, I've achieved an average of 45.3 miles per gallon. Dacia themselves quote around 50 miles per gallon, so this isn't too bad. I have found in certain situations to get the performance I need from the car, I have had to rev it a little bit higher than I'd like to. This may have led to the lower fuel economy, but 45.3 mpg from a 3-cylinder 1-litre isn't too bad. The Dacia Sandero Stepway isn't all sunshine and roses, however. While it may be cheap, it doesn't go without its faults. Here are the top 5 things we liked and didn't like about this car. Due to its light weight, the car wobbles and rocks a lot, especially when it's being passed by larger vehicles. The cup holders are in an annoying place, making access somewhat difficult. The phone holder seems cheap and unnecessary, especially when using CarPlay. The glove box is pretty small, only enough space for the included manual. Speaker quality is average and it seems quite cheap. It isn't all bad though, here are the top 5 positives. Dacia offers a very good 7-year warranty. A lot of kit is included in standard, including the automatic wipers and lights. The steering is very light, making manoeuvring in car parks very easy. The infotainment screen is very responsive, even better than some cars we've tested before, and there's a lot of space inside. So what do we think about the Dacia Sandero Stepway? Compared to its rivals, it's very good value for money. This particular one is just over £16,000, but there are quite a few things on it which aren't quite as good. The build quality inside isn't quite as good as it should be. The gear changes are quite loose. Sometimes you can change gear into a gear that you're not intending to do, but it is quite comfortable to drive in, but maybe not for longer journeys. If you want to learn more about what the Interface makes and does, visit our website, theinterface.uk, for more information. Don't forget to subscribe to The Interface for more car reviews, car news, and tech news. Thank you for watching this video. My name's Alex, and we'll see you again next time.